While some democracies struggle to achieve anything of benefit for their people, I've been finding out how China's form of democracy, albeit a very different form, actually works. Over the last 18 years I've lived in China, but over the past 3 of them, I've been observing the real China, not through rose-colored glasses, as some people suggest, but through a microscope. I look closely at what I see, I analyze deeply what I hear, and then I research to make sure it's true, and then I write, or more recently, make videos about what I've learned. In China, social media commentators get invited on trips with the media. I'm no exception. But what I've seen in my trips has been exceptional. Vloggers get trips to fantastic tourist spots or the coolest companies doing amazing things. Those vloggers are far more skilled, and they package and they present China in a way that I could never hope to achieve. I don't get invited on those trips, but I'm okay with that. What I do is far more interesting. Sometimes I'm invited to accompany a media crew to some unheard of place in China, and I see how things really work. I've visited poverty alleviation programs in Guangdong and Guangxi. I've seen AI and IT innovations in Shenzhen, and last year I followed the mayor of a rural ethnic minority autonomous region for a week to watch how China's version of democracy works in those rural areas. I saw the groundbreaking ceremony of a new dam that will change the region forever, but I learned how it will affect a few hundred families living in the valley. I learned how they were compensated and spoke to them about how excited they were for the future. I saw new bridges, new schools, an orphanage and other infrastructure. It's all designed to improve local livelihoods. And I found for myself that rural China is developing very well. People can say that this was stage managed, and I get that, but they can't say that about my cycling trips through the impoverished regions of Ningxia, Gansu and Xinjiang in 2014, and the incredible changes that I saw in 2019 when I cycled the same route in reverse. China didn't build smart apartment buildings behind old adobe huts to impress me. They didn't know I was coming back. They built them because the people needed them. The 2 sessions, which takes place every year, are coming up, and for media here, it's a very busy time. These are the most important annual events of the political calendar: the National People's Congress and the Chinese People's Political Consultative Congress, the CPPCC. There's an important word in both of these titles: peoples, as in belonging to the people, like the People's Republic of China. Two-party democracy has its benefits. A good opposition can have a catfish effect on parties that are in power. They need to keep on their game in order to win support and hopefully get elected next time. And I see great benefit in that. But there's no benefit in an opposition that has no honor. If a party in power wants to build great infrastructure to benefit the people it represents, then building great infrastructure is what it should do. But the opposition doesn't have the honor or integrity, they'll block it. Not because it's bad for the people, but because it would harm their own future election prospects. Sadly, this is what happens in some forms of democracy. Leaders are voted in on what they promise they will do, and then stymied every step of the way by their opposition. That's how great civilizations collapse. My travels in China over the last year haven't been as exciting or to as many famous places, but they have been educational. They've been inspiring, and they've inspired me to create a series of videos which I'm going to share with you. And I hope you enjoy meeting the people that I've met and learning how China's people direct the government in what they want and how the government listens to what they need. In the last week, and leading up to a very busy time for me, these people I've met, 1 delegate to the CPPCC and 2 deputies to the NPC. I've also met a young man whose life changed after an illegal act, and I was involved in an online conversation with a lady who traveled over 2,000 kilometers and spent 80,000 RMB to get medical treatment for her grandmother, but is now back home getting what she needs. I also met a migrant worker who started as an inexperienced and unqualified security officer, but now manages a factory and has literally changed the lives of millions of people. I've got some stories to tell, some facts to relate. I hope you'll follow this short series and learn as much as I've learned. First, let's go to the hospital. See you there.